Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Joe Melcheski, and I'm your instructor for this class, Business 3720 Project Management Overview. Quick word on myself. You could look under the professor profile. I have been teaching at Waldorf as an adjunct part-time for 7 years. Most of the time before that, I have 35 plus years in manufacturing, specifically in project engineering, project management, engineering management, whatever you want to call it. Have worked for a few companies, some smaller companies, $1 million companies. I also worked for some $1 billion companies. Been able to travel nationally and internationally to different facilities. I have worked for in the plastics industries, ink industry. I've worked in coffee. I worked for Starbucks. I was involved with starting a roasting facility, helping the construction of that and getting the roasting part of that done. So I do have quite a bit of background in project management and engineering. So hopefully that'll help out with this course and give you a better understanding of what goes on with that. In this course, we will be dealing on the assignment side mostly with a project, as you'll see as you read through it. Getting a project done, starting from scratch. It's a general overview, so it's not specific. There is some detail, but not that much detail that you couldn't do this in 8 weeks. I also, on the discussion boards, wanted to put in a couple words on that. I do have kind of an extensive announcement on in the announcement section on discussion boards. Just want to make sure students understand that. We do have we have a discussion every week. We do have an initial post, which is due on Saturday night, 11:59 p.m. And that post should be a fairly extensive post. I'm looking, students ask for numbers, so I throw out the number 300 words. I hope you don't word count. I hope you do really get into the discussion. You're going to be doing some research, going on possibly the database in the library at Waldorf, also going on the internet. Make sure that you do get reliable sources, academic sources. In the databases, you can look and get peer-reviewed sources. There's no Wikipedia. Not give any credit. In fact, I probably will take credit away if you use Wikipedia. Not a terrible source, but it's one of those things anybody could kind of put on whatever they want. But good for general reference, but not for doing anything like we're doing here in the way of research. Your two posts after that to other students will be done. I'm sorry, your post after that, the response post, will be done have to be done by Tuesday night. Same thing there. I'm not looking for anything real detailed like your initial post. Looking for something, if you want to throw out 100 words, would be good. I do not expect on either post, the initials or the response post, to have anything like a couple sentences. On the response, I don't expect, hey, John or Mary or whoever, you did a great job, good post. You can do something like that, but make sure that you include something after that. Why do you agree? There's no problem with disagreeing with other students in their posts also. This is a discussion. I hope you come back for more than the requirement that's needed. I mean, that's how business gets done. It's how projects get done. Back and forth communication. That's one of my favorite words to use. Communication, communication, communication. So please come back and forth. This is what it's all about. You're here to learn. I know there's other classes that have to be taken and probably other discussion boards, but please go ahead and come back as many times as possible. I get involved with the discussions. If I feel discussion might be dragging on a little bit, I may get a little involved with that. I will give feedback individually on your posts. I also give feedback, of course, on your assignment section. In particular, the assignment section, you'll see with doing a project. Also, I do give feedback in the announcement section, so after that section is graded the following week, the discussion board and the assignments, I will go ahead and do a general announcement feedback to the whole class too. Two things left. One is late work. Please get in touch with me as soon as possible. I understand things do come up. I was in the same situations, took some online classes for my MBA and my DBA, and things do come up. But please inform me as soon as possible about that. If there is anything in the way of illnesses or something where there might be have to an extension, you will have to get in touch with the school for that. I can't just give an extension past the last date of the term. I could do something like that during the school with the first, second, third weeks if there's anything that needs to be type of delay. But please let me know. Please make sure it's a good one. I do know when you go on. So if your first time you go on is 11 o'clock on Tuesday night for an assignment, I do know that. So I mean, I find a little issue if you go on at 11 o'clock on Tuesday night and say, "Oh, I didn't have enough time to do this." Of course you didn't. But like I said, I'm pretty fair with that. So please make it as early as possible. Not the day after it was due. So that's about. Oh, one other thing is plagiarism. If you do look at the especially discussion boards and also the assignments, there's a mention of the APA and doing the citations and the references in APA style, sometimes doing some of the assignments in APA style. Please get yourself an APA manual, 7th edition. There are ebooks all over, fairly inexpensive. I think I bought one for $10 or $12 online that I have. So, and usually the editions last for quite a few years before they update it. Also, make sure when you do paraphrase or you do quote in your discussion boards or assignments, make sure you do an in-text citation in the proper formatting. You also need to do a reference then and have a separate reference section and do that according to the APA manual. When you have a reference, you must have an in-text citation. When you have an in-text citation, you must have a reference. So go ahead with that. Make sure you do that and make sure you do it properly. That and writing mechanics, grammar, spelling are important. Make sure you have the spell checks and things like that. I've had students who have had excellent papers, but they didn't follow guidelines and things like that. And each one of those writing mechanics and the citations and references, those are 10 points each. So that's 20 points there on a 100-point assignment. And there's been many times, I'll say many times, that students have gotten 8, 7, 8, 9 points off on each of those, and instead of having a paper that might be 100, they have a paper that's an 85 or an 86 because of writing mechanics, spelling, grammar, and also the citations and the references. So please make sure that tied into that is plagiarism. I've ran into, sometimes it's intentional, sometimes it's not intentional. Students may forget to reference a site, or I always say, if you feel, don't skip it. If you feel like you need that you believe a citation is needed, go ahead and do it. I always say you can never cite too much. So go ahead and do that. I do go through that extensively and do checking that, because in the future, if you're going beyond what you're doing now and getting into masters or beyond that, you'll be doing a lot of research, you'll be doing a lot of writing, and it has to follow APA style. So this is a good head start on that type of stuff. So be careful, copy and pasting, anything like that, making sure that you do cite and you do reference, because that is plagiarism. And there is some things where we have to deal with plagiarism in the school, and some I don't know what I don't want to see, we use the word punishment, but there will be some issues we would have to undertake if you do found guilty of plagiarism. Like I said, sometimes that is non-intentional, and usually we can be able to pick that out. But there have been students who've done it intentionally too. So just go ahead, and I hope you have a good 8 weeks. Please get in touch with me whenever you have any issues. My email's on every announcement. My phone number, 330-208-6931. please call and texting is actually the best. I have no problem with that. I'm one of those people who have my phone on me most of the time. Email I get to usually a few times daily, but as I said, it's a few times where the phone's always on me, and I could at least, maybe even if it's text, give you a quick answer, or at least tell you that I got it and we'll be working on it. So that's it for me. I will be coming back probably on every week with a little bit of a video, um, you know, what's coming up or what has passed. Like I said, I will be responding to feedback individually and as a class. And you all have, I'll say, good luck, and hope you enjoy the class. It's going to be very interesting, I believe.